Let's return now to Canberra. The Independent Senator Lidia Thorpe is still holding that news conference. She's just started taking questions about the Voice to Parliament referendum. Let's listen in.
Where I was raised and where my two grandmothers helped establish the first Aboriginal health service in Victoria. As part of that, we also ran an Aboriginal funeral service, and it was our responsibility. I worked in that funeral service for 7 years, buried my people around this country. Pay the Rent was set up to address the effects of genocide. The effects of genocide. So Pay the Rent pays for funerals, it pays for stolen children, and there is so much money that is going to burying our people that it's become more about burying our people. Deaths in custody.
$1.1 million and dispersed $364,000, according to the financials I've seen.
This issue
Yeah. Okay. So, with all due respect, you know, you're one of the journos that throws me under the bus all the time. So I'm going to just hold you for a moment. I don't have any details to any bank accounts. I've never been a signatory to any bank accounts. You'll have to follow that up with the Pay the Rent crew. Go to their website, and I'm not sure who's involved in that Pay the Rent process anymore, but I will go to this young woman down here.
I'll answer your question.
Okay.
I'll answer your question. Sorry, I'll answer your question, brother.
How dare you insult us?
I'll answer your question. This is not about one organisation. Okay? The Commonwealth Government have put millions of dollars to the Yes campaign, and we don't know if there's a No campaign. We're just saying no because we are sovereign nations that don't agree with the Voice. Okay? Brother, your question, I think, you need to ask every organisation in Australia, every Aboriginal organisation in Australia, what are they going to donate, whether they're going to donate to the Yes or No campaign. We know, right, that the government is going around to organisations, and we know that people are going around trying to get people to vote yes. So I think it's a question, but it's broader than one organisation. I own my own business.
Don't fall into journos like that.
All I'm saying, brother.
Maybe we'll just.
All I'm saying. Sorry. All I'm saying is that.
I'm happy to go on. Thank you.
What are you actually for? What is your policy position? What are you standing here in support of? Do you have a clear message saying what you do want to achieve?
Well, apart from the statement I read out earlier, this is about asserting our sovereign status in this country and the fact that we don't accept any colonial mechanism that continues to control us, which is what the Voice ultimately is a part of. It's part of a colonial system that will continue to oppress us. It has no power. It will be controlled by the Parliament. So we are here to say that we don't accept that. That is not good enough, and that we want to have a conversation with the so-called other sovereign who apparently lives in another country and apparently is named the King. So we want to have a conversation about sovereignty and what happened way back then that decimated our people, that decimated our land, and that created stolen wealth for themselves. And you know, if we want to talk about ancestors, there's some journos here that has an ancestor who actually studied my people and went to sacred women's spaces to write books about Gunai women. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So if you want to talk about Pay the Rent, maybe your uncle should have paid some rent and got some permission to do business on my country.
Just 3 weeks ago, you were pretty adamant that you weren't going to lead a progressive no movement or be involved in a progressive no movement. You said, I'm not part of the no camp, I've never been part of the no camp, and I don't intend to be part of the no camp. What's changed in your mind? Because the Voice proposition, the proposal hasn't changed. And then can I just throw something else at you? Are you interested in being involved in writing the no pamphlet, and how will you have those negotiations with colonial?
Two very good questions, thank you. The first one is that, you know, I was in negotiation with the government and I thought that they would act in good faith. The negotiation points were to implement the Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody, the federal levers within those recommendations, also the federal levers in the recommendations to the Bringing Them Home report. They're two areas that I've been talking about for a very long time. They're 3 decades old and they have self-determining solutions from the people themselves. So the government have made up all the excuses of why they can't do that so they didn't come good. So, you know, they could have shown good faith, at least to save people's lives here and now, and they haven't done that. The no pamphlet, absolutely I'll be there. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You know, we're going to have to sit in a room with people that we don't normally get along with, so looking forward to that journey. And we will continue to fight for treaty. We ain't given in to this colonial occupation, and we will maintain that our sovereignty has never been ceded. Thank you very much.